Hi, my name is Johanna Crozen, and I'm a string teacher in the Irvine Unified School District. And we're going to learn right now basic posture and position for violin and viola. Now, the violin and viola, when you're first learning to play, have around the same posture and position, so it's going to be included in the same video right now. Violins and violas learn how to play two different ways in the beginning, one standing up and the other sitting down. So in this video, I'm going to show you two different parts. When we stand up and play, we have three positions that I like to have. The first is called rest position. And in this position, this is a great way to stand when your teacher's giving directions or when you're just about ready to play. So what happens here is we're going to put our violin and viola on the right side of our body and kind of have it so the bottom section is to the side. I'm going to take my right arm, place it underneath at the bottom of the violin and viola, and kind of stick it out a little bit to the front of the classroom or in your room right now. Then with my left hand, I'm going to put it on the bottom shoulder, not the top shoulder, this looks funny, but the bottom shoulder. So this is rest position. Now, the next thing we're going to do when we learn how to hold the instrument is when we play standing up, it is very important that our feet and legs are in the right position because it has to all do with how your spine is connected, and you actually sound better if you stand correct. So the way we're going to do that is first we take a small step out, not too much, don't look like a sumo wrestler or anything, a small step out so our feet are shoulder width apart. Then with our left foot, we're going to take a small step forward, and then we have a nice relaxed position. And I always tell my students just to bounce a little bit to know that their knees are not locked. All right, so then we have our next position here. And in my classroom, we learn like this. We have four parts. One, using our left hand, we take our left hand holding our violin or viola and press it out, still with our great posture and position. This is one. Now two, we're going to lift up our chin. This area right here, our jawline. Three, our violin and viola goes all the way on top of the shoulder, covering the shoulder completely. Do not leave the shoulder open like this. I call that a naked shoulder, so you don't want that. So we're going to cover the shoulder completely. That's three. And finally, four, jaw down. Now it's really the jaw that comes down, not the chin, because the chin looks like this, and this is uncomfortable. So it's this jawline right here, jaw down. And notice how the violin and viola is flat like the ground. We call that parallel to the ground. Flat like here, we're not looking up like this, we're not looking down like this. Flat here, standing straight up and tall. So let's review that again. We have here our rest position, then feet apart, small step forward with the left foot. 1, 2, 3, all the way on top, covering the shoulder, and 4, jaw down. Now this is a great way to learn how to start holding your violin or viola. Next, what we're going to do is just keep your hand right here. We'll be getting into how to use your fingers later on this year. Keep your hand right here, and again, make sure your instrument is flat, you're standing up tall, not like this, definitely not like this, and you're ready to go. Now for sitting down and playing, after you have this great position, your teacher might let you use a chair during class. Now, I'm sure the other teachers, I am very picky about how students sit in the chair because we want you sounding and looking great. When we sit down, we're going to still have that high, tall position with the violin or viola covering the shoulder. The first thing we learn in class is that this is rest position. Now, our violin and viola always goes on our left leg. We don't put it over here. The right side of our body is used for the bowing. Violins and violas always to the left side. We call this rest position. And this in rest position is when your teacher's giving directions or we're doing some organizational work in class. This is a great way to relax while keeping your instrument nice and safe so it's not falling on the floor or bumping against another student. This is rest position. The next step is attention position. Kind of like when we did 1, 2, 3, 4 standing up, but now we're going to take our whole body, our backside too, and go all the way to the front of the chair. Our feet come out nice and flat on the floor, and now my instrument comes out like this. This is attention position, or sometimes it's called ready position. And this shows the teacher that you are ready to get the next direction and that everyone is focused. And you want to do this at home too, so you can make sure your back and spine are nice and straight when you're going to practice, because we always want to practice correctly. So this is attention position. And then we have playing position. Now by this time when you're sitting down, you should be really good at 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we'll review it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand stays on the shoulder, violin or viola parallel to the ground, and we're ready to go. Remember, no naked shoulders. So one more time. This is rest position, attention position or ready position, and eventually you'll go right to this way, playing position.